Drivers, start your engines.
Welcome everybody to Gateway International Raceway, otherwise known as Worldwide Technology Raceway, I believe. And inaugural race here from the Multi-Cup Series, as it is for the Cup Series. It was on Sunday yesterday. Round number 16 of the Multi-League Stone River Outfitter Cup Series. I'm joined in the booth by Ken Huber out west. This is, how far is this track from you, Ken? Do you know?
Oh, it's quite a ways, Scott. Probably at least 1,200 miles or so out here in St. Louis. But yeah, I'm out here in Montana looking down here at the gateway to the west, I guess, and kind of excited about tonight's race to see what these guys are going to offer in these cars.
Yeah, certainly we are flat tracking. We're done with the old half mile high bank tracks there, Charlotte, Kansas, all those. So out west here, flat tracking, which is a good favorite of mine. I like flat tracking because I like New Hampshire and Martinsville and all those tracks, and this one ranks right up there. So I'm excited to see what the Cup Series can do today and who can assert some dominance and win for the first time at Worldwide Technology Raceway here tonight. We're in qualifying right now, minute and a half down, 3 minutes to go. And you got the weather report, Ken? How's the weather out there?
The weather is, it's a nice day out here in the sim world in St. Louis. It is currently 79 degrees. But we do have a quite hot track temperature at 113 degrees under partly cloudy skies, so it looks like a great night for a race.
Awesome. And once we get the weather report out of the way, I'm going to have you strap up the driver suit there, Ken, throw on the driver helmet in a segment that we call Hot Laps with Huber.
All right, thanks, Scott. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Worldwide Technology Raceway, otherwise known as Gateway. We're going to take a couple laps around this, qualifying type laps in the MLRN Chevy Camaro. Take a couple quick laps around here. It's going to be a tricky track tonight. We're also going to be doing some downshifting, so let's get in the cockpit and see how we're going to get around this place. So we're down into fourth gear here as we're exiting four. Going to keep it right on that white line. It's going to get a little free there, and away we go on the front stretch. Full throttle looking for our shift. We're into fifth gear. Hard on the brakes here. Back down to fourth gear. We'll use that asphalt patch, that first one up, as a reference point, keeping it about the middle of the track for 1 and 2 as we exit 2. Back down the back straightaway. Going to get back into fifth gear just briefly. Going to ease it into 3 and 4. Now we're going to enter a little high, but we're going to bring it all the way down to the white line. But we're going to manage our throttle to keep it off that curbing. The car gets really free here. As you can see, it gets a little free. Back on the front stretch, looking for fifth gear. Back to 1 and 2. Again, we're going to be hard on the brakes. Back down to fourth. Ease it into this corner. Keep it in the center of the track. Using that asphalt patch as a reference point. Back on the throttle. Coming down the back straightaway. Back into fifth gear. And then again, looking a little wide entry here. Slowly bring it down to the white line. Until we can pick up the throttle nice and easy here. Car gets really free. And now we're away. Back into fifth gear. And there you guys go. There's 2 laps around Worldwide Technology Raceway in the Multi-League Chevy Camaro. Hey, the next tricky thing is getting onto pit lane. So we have a service entrance that we have to use here tonight. It's really slippery. So let's hop in the cockpit and see how we're going to enter pit lane tonight as well. So back down to fourth, into third, easy coming off the banking. We'll get on this access road. Car is really loose here. And then we got to brake fairly early here. Get it wood up to 45 miles an hour. And there you have it. We made our entrance to pit lane. So I hope you enjoyed that couple laps around this track with Multi-League Camaro. And Scott, I'll throw it back to you and we'll get ready to kick off tonight's action.
Appreciate that, Ken. To make the trek back up to the broadcast booth here, we're in qualifying, just 30 seconds left. Kyle Chadwick, last week's race winner from Charlotte from the Multi-League Cup Series Coke 600 in essence. Last week's winner, he put win sticker number 3 on the season there on a race that was not broadcast because myself was down in Charlotte. But nonetheless, Kyle Chadwick with the checkered flag last week at Charlotte, top of the board right now in qualifying.
A few seconds left, and I think he's going to hold that position.
I think so. Another big surprise. Well, let's go down the front of the leaderboard here. Time just ticked down, but Justin Michael completing the outside of the front row here. Let's see if we have the starting lineup. Let's see if I can get this running here. Yes, looks like Kyle Chadwick he talked about on the pole with a 34.191 from Greensville, South Carolina. Justin Michael on his outside. Wesley Holland in row number 2. On his outside, Vernon Margheim from Greenwood, Indiana. Jeffrey Merck from Bandit Motorsports, Punta Gorda, Florida. On the inside, starting 5th. Ken Richardson starting 6th. Heath Smith in 7th. Rod Mitten, who's also down in Charlotte there for the 600 with me last week, starting 8th. Mike Erder in 9th. And Michael Milfeld Jr. rounding out the top 10.
Christopher Davis will start on the inside out of Canada. Will start in that 11th place position. Robert Mattis will start on his outside in 12th. Jack Watts will start in 13th. Jason Hughes in 14th. Brian Bizzle in 15th. Eric Talent will start in 16th. On the inside, Joe Marks. Haven't seen him in a few weeks. Start on that inside row in 17th. Jeff Gilmore will start in 18th. Calvin Miller will start on the inside in 19th, and Ron Quincell will round out the top 20.
And 21st tonight, Billy Bumgarner. Looks like these cars have not taken a qualifying lap. Brad Ream in 22nd, Greg Mall 23rd, Trent Drum in 24th, James Hearns 25th, Gary Wobolt from South Charleston, Ohio in 26th, James Double O Brown, who we just heard given the drivers meeting there, and David Trek from Florida there starting 28th, Josh R. Scott 29th, and JJ Garrett from Indiana in 30th tonight.
Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting race, Scott. Here during my hot laps there, I figured out that you actually need to shift here, and it's going to be the first oval that we're at this season, maybe other than Pocono, where we're actually doing some shifting here at this track. So these guys got a little bit heavier workload here with this new car shifting, and kind of an inaugural race for everybody here at Gateway with these Cup cars.
I think so. Definitely should be interesting if there's different strategies within shifting from 4th to 5th gear, maybe trying to get a faster lap time to catch up to guys, or maybe staying in a higher gear longer in the race in hopes of maybe saving some fuel. As talk about fuel mileage here, I think our fuel window is about 37 to 40-ish laps tonight, so probably looking at about a 40, 80, probably two-stop race if this does happen to stay green tonight.
Yeah, definitely. 114 laps. Amazing qualifying time by Kyle Chadwick, though. He kind of 2/10 on everybody there, Scott, with that 34.190. Really killed it during qualifying. So I think he is he's running off of what do you call it, momentum after week's race at Charlotte.
Big momentum. I was going to give him a hard time from Multi-League Racing Network, the broadcast here, because the last race, well, yeah, the last win that he had was in Phoenix, where I also didn't do a broadcast because I was out at that race in the springtime. So I'm sure he's maybe the only one bummed in the field that knows that we're doing the broadcast tonight. He seems to have pretty good luck without us. But nonetheless, lights are off on the pace car. Turn 3 and 4 there on the 5-hour energy wall there. There is a restart zone. We'll talk about that a little bit later tonight, maybe under a caution when we have a chance. But right now, Kyle Chadwick brings him down to the green flag. Green flag is out. We're racing here in multi-league style. Lap number 1 on the board of 114 tonight. Here we go.
Yeah, Kyle Chadwick spun the tires on that start. Fell back to second. You can see the car kind of kicked a little bit sideways. Now he's under pressure from behind with Wesley Holland and Vernon Margheim in that 33 car. Wesley Holland side by side on the low side of Vernon Margheim in that white and blue car. Looks like Wesley does have the advantage going to 3 and 4, where the bottom seems to have the advantage, but that's not true in 1 and 2 typically here at Gateway. Just behind them, we got Jeffrey Merck. Been struggling on the ovals this year. Has got 1 win on the season on an oval anyway, 2 wins overall. Looking on the inside of Vernon Margheim there as they go into 1 and 2, but I believe Vernon Margheim will have the advantage in this corner here. Looks like everybody's slowing up there, Scott. I thought the caution was out, but apparently not. No.
Yeah, just kind of sorting things down here. Looks like we're all single file, at least the first 15 cars or so. Maybe go back in the pack a little bit. Side-by-side battle. Looks like Michael Milfeld back here in 12th. He's racing out of Des Lodge, Missouri. Hopefully I got that right. But on the inside of Jack Watts right now in that sharp-looking Budweiser Chevy. Can't quite finish the pass. It almost looks like what I'm seeing here, Ken, the outside lane tends to be the place to be when it comes to making a pass here.
So I think while you were back there, Vernon Margheim and Jeffrey Merck might have got together. Both those cars just lost a bunch of positions. Jeffrey Merck's all the way back to 9th, and I think he was up to 3rd. He was shaking the car. I don't see any damage on that car, but I think those two guys might have got together. Looks like Jeffrey Merck is already starting.
Yep, there it is. See, we're looking at Jeffrey Merck right now. Christopher Davis just in front of him in that Wendy's Chevy. Let's see if Merck can complete this pass off of turn number 4. He does. Clear Jack to the wall. Nice pass there as Merck tries to gather his thoughts, gather his nerves, and head back to the front of the field here.
Yeah, Christopher Davis side by side with the 117 of Mike Erder. Mike Erder gets that outside advantage there. Jeffrey Merck looks like he's going to go to the outside of Christopher Davis. Doesn't quite have enough to get it done. Mike Erder makes that pass on Christopher Davis. As we get it single filed out. Looks like the top 10 are about single file right now, Scott.
Yeah, it's a good shot right now. We can see pretty much all those top 10. I'd say even top 20 there. I think who that was way back there. That was maybe side by side. But...
yeah, looking back here at the 5 car in 14th of Eric Talent. Under pressure under the 58 car of Jason Hughes. Putting all kinds of pressure on that 5 car, seeing if he can get around it. Jason Hughes has had a couple of good races here as of late. Looking to capitalize on some of those good runs right now.
There he is in the SRX Chevy, always a sharp-looking car, at least at the beginning of these races. And SRX series is actually starting back up here in the next, I believe it's 2 weeks maybe from this past weekend, less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, just behind them, we got the 4 car, Joe Marks in 18th. Looking on the inside there, it looks like if Robert Mattis makes that pass look easy right there. I think that 29 car of Robert Mattis got a little sketchy on the exit of the corner and had to lift, so did a good job keeping it out of the wall, and but he lost a position due to checking up there. Looking back up at the top guys here there, Scott, we got Vernon Margheim leading a pack of cars there with Mike Erder right behind him. Looks like Jeffrey Merck is trying to get some of those positions back as he takes a look at the inside. This corner here, 1 and 2, is a little bit hard to get it done on the low side. It's kind of a center lane. It's kind of what you like there, Scott. It's kind of like running at New Hampshire there in 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's kind of neat that is very much like a New Hampshire line, New Hampshire corner there, 1 and 2. Very much so, because the bottom of the track is really not the fast way around. It's kind of a progressive banking. So 3 and 4 there, you can see the cars glued pretty much to that rumble strip on the bottom. But as we go down to turn number 1, maybe we can show it here on the onboard of Jeffrey Merck as he looks to the inside of Mike Erder, thinks better of it. Hard on the brakes, just like you were describing in our opening segment here on how to get around Worldwide Technology Raceway. Left side's right on that power seam there. A little bit of grip, and away we are down the long straightaway.
Yeah, I'm looking back here at Jeffrey Merck again. He's about the only action on the field right now, trying to get on the inside there of Mike Erder. Does have the preferred line on the bottom of 3 and 4 there. Can he get enough momentum to get into this next turn, 1 and 2? This is the tricky part here, because he can't quite clear Mike Erder. Mike Erder's got the advantage on that high line right now. And so you can see right there, Mike Erder pulls ahead. And yeah, he's going to have the advantage coming off the exit here of 2.
Yeah, Mike maintains that spot. Well done there with that battle with Jeffrey Merck. This battle right now looks like it is 6 seconds or so behind our leaders of Justin Michael running away from Kyle Chadwick and Wesley Hollonen running out the top 3 right now.
Yeah, I just hopped back to the 18th place, the 29 car Robert Mattis there. Kind of really struggling, got into the corner, and I think he locked it up, got high, and now the 61 of Brad Ream is making the pass on him. Well, was attempting to, but the 29 car is going to have the advantage on that high side there. Let's see if he can hold it. Oh, they almost get together. Has to back out. 61 had to back out of that. Now he's under pressure from James Hearns there in that purple Crown Royal car.
Great side-by-side battle. You're looking off the back end of Robert Mattis, back at Brad Ream, the National Guard car, and James Hearns there on the outside.
Still pretty much single file up front, so this is about the best battle on the track there, Scott, that we've been watching. Looks like just behind them, I was looking, so Yeah, we got the caution out. Not sure where it happened there, Scott, but
Yellow flag looks like Trent Drum, possibly. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Oh, happened in front of them. I think that's Chris Voiles. Let's back that up one more time here. Yeah, I think we're going to find that Chris Voiles unfortunately got just loose, just all by himself up here.
yeah, it's easy to do here.
There he is. Yep, off turn 4. Tries to correct. And, oh, there we go. That's correct. Round to the right. Back to off the outside wall. To the left on the inside wall. Tough break for Chris there from the Bandit Motorsports camp.
So while we were covering Chris Boyle's incident there, the leader has pitted, Justin Michael. He's going to give up that lead because about half the cars, or maybe a little over half, came into pit lane and a bunch stayed out. So a bunch of fast cars stayed out and a bunch of fast cars came in. So it's really going to shuffle the field here. And it looks like Kyle Chadwick will assume the lead when we go back to green flag racing here. We only got 13 laps on the books right now there, Scott. So I don't know that how much tire wear these guys are seeing. They're still good for maybe 25, 30 laps on a field run. So Wesley Holland in second, Ken Richardson, Vernon Margheim, and Justin Michael now. It looks like, no, that was when he was in pit. So I'm waiting for my timing and scoring to catch up and figure out where everything's going to shake out. But I can tell you that Kyle Chadwick and Wesley Holland stayed out.
Yeah, right now we're looking down pit road. That was an awesome shot there. You see at least, I would say it's a split. Half the field down pit road and half the field pretty much stays out. See if we can get an update on here on where Justin Michael ended up, because he did come off pit road first. And let's see here. Looks like 12th spot. Coming off pit road 12, right behind James 00 Brown. So the first 11 cars on the track stayed out. Caution on lap 12.
Well, as tricky as these cars are to drive here at Gateway, Scott, I've been really impressed. I mean, I know we only went 10 laps or so, but I think guys put in a little bit more work tonight and came a little bit better prepared, because everybody was driving a pretty solid race up until that point. And it was only a self-spin at that, so doing a really good job tonight, I think.
Seeing another couple cars, Robert Mattis and Ron Quincell coming to pit road. Maybe they thought better of it as they realized how many cars actually did come down to pit. So I figured they were maybe a sitting duck out there and decided to make a shot here in pit road, get 4 tires. They do have 5 sets of tires tonight, so quite a few sets to go through.
Yeah, and with only 114 laps, I think, you know, that's about a set every, what, 25 laps, 20 laps, somewhere in there. Got David Desjardins in chat saying it's not me, so I assume when we called it out early that you were talking about maybe he caused the caution early. Or he's just saying that he wasn't the one.
I don't think I've seen Dave. Unfortunately, isn't racing with us tonight. When I see it,
oh yeah, he's not. You're right. I just now noticed because I was looking for him.
Wasn't me that time. But speaking of Chris Voiles, let's go back to that wreck. Unfortunately, off turn 4. Hate to bring his attention to him in this manner, but Chris and I actually got to meet Chris down in Charlotte last week, and I was down for the 600. I called him up and we made plans to have some lunch together, some great barbecue in the Charlotte area. And he was like, hey, if you got an extra seat, I'll come down for the 600 with you. So I spent the whole Coke 600 whole afternoon with Chris Voiles. So awesome conversation and awesome guy. And it's really cool to meet people from the multi-league as we travel around the country and go to different races. And it's kind of like, it's weird because you know these people obviously from racing several years. You know, Ken, we haven't met yet, but you know, you race with these guys year after year after year, learn the driving styles, learn some personality, and it's cool to put a face with it and put a live personality with it. And it feels like you just kind of meet and you've been friends for quite a while. So really neat experience.
Yeah, that's a cool story. And yeah, I'm glad to hear you guys had fun at the 600. As lights are out in the pace car and we're about to go green. Let's go over at least our top 5 here before we get the green flag. Kyle Chadwick will lead us to the green flag. Wesley Holland on his outside. Ken Richardson on the inside in 3rd. Vernon Margheim in 4th. And Christopher Davis on the inside will wrap out your top 5.
There it is. Lights are out on the pace car. One more time. Lap 15. We're going to take the green on lap 16 here. We'll see what these guys got, how quick it is to sort out on the green flag. There's a 5-hour energy banner on the inside. That's our restart zone. Kyle Chadwick does not spin the tires this time. Gets a great start on the inside of Wesley Holland down to turn number 1.
Yeah, great start. He actually learned his lesson, I think, from last time. He's got Wesley Holland back there a little bit in the higher groove there. Ken Richardson putting some pressure on Wesley Holland. Vernon Margheim, looks like they're getting that battle sorted. Eric Talent and Jason Hughes back there, double filed. And you look just behind them, we got Justin Michael already trying to make his run back to the front. Wasted no time as he looked to the inside of that 58 car. Jason Smoke Hughes there.
Yeah, he's already up to 7th, right? He started in 12th, 5 spots on the first lap. I don't think it's going to be too long before we're going to see him at the front of this field as he clears Eric Talent. No problem on the front stretch for 6th spot. Give it to him, Justin Michael with fresh sneakers.
Yeah, those guys running up front were probably hoping that that traffic would hold up Justin for a while so they can run this out. But being that Justin is already in 6th spot, man, they got to be looking at that relative saying, oh my God, he's coming already.
We're going to run back here. Jeff Gilmore maybe on the inside of 3 wide here, battling with Jeff Merck in the middle. They do sort it out by the turn number 3. James Double Brown on the outside in that Retro Cup Chevy. Some great running back in the pack here. All these guys tied up together. Can't quite figure out if the low lane or the high lane's the fast way around, but looks like Michael Milfeld maybe taking a peek at James Double Brown in turn number 1 here. Greg Mall, hard on the brakes. Steers to the right to avoid the back bumper there.
Thought he was going to take out Michael there for a second there. He was way deeper with that car. Looks like Jane Turner's got a little loose on the exit of 2 there. That's why he's running that low line, trying to get it gathered back up.
Heath Smith there on the outside of great momentum there on the outside pass. Michael Milfeld Jr.
Yeah, lots of double file racing back there in the back. James 00 Brown on the inside of Greg Mall there in that 7, that Miller Fortune car. Greg Mall has kind of got the advantage on that outside lane. Probably should get the run off here. Taking, looks like Heath Smith with him there. And he does the crossover there to get on the inside of 3 and 4th here. And it looks like they're going to do a double pass here, getting the 20 at the same time.
Yep.
Just
Greg
behind
Mall
them.
working his way through the pack here. Back up front, let's go 4th spot. Justin Michael putting pressure on Ken Richardson up here for 3rd. Good run by Ken Richardson. Good to see him up here. Top 5.
Yeah, and these guys, I don't know if Justin Michael's kind of settled in now that he got 4th, because he was running the first 10 cars down really quickly, and now it's like he's settled in right now. Got the tires equalized, and maybe, no, I got better tires than these guys. I'll just let them wear their stuff out.
Yeah, right now let's talk lap times. 35.2 that time by Justin Michael. Our leader, Kyle Chadwick, with a 35.4. So Justin running about 2 to 3 tenths faster per lap here. Probably just kind of taking it easy, let the tires come into play, like you said, and don't want to rush up there and burn the tires off, then have nothing to actually pass them.
So I'm back here looking at the 18th and watching Joe Marks here in that Marines car. It's actually under pressure with the 155 car of Michael Milfeld Jr. He was attempting to make a pass on that 20 car just ahead of him. Couldn't quite get it done, and then had to back up, and that allowed Michael Milfeld to get alongside him. But still battling here side by side. Michael Milfeld's got a little bit of an advantage on the outside there. Let's see what happens in 1 and 2. Oh, a little sketch move there. Gets into the wall. Michael Milfeld Jr. puts a gateway stripe on that 155 car.
Oh, on the outside of turn 2 as well. Still trying to collect it here after turn number 2.
And we are under caution.
Ron Quincell, I think, back here is... Let's take a look at it. You're looking at a replay right now, but I think off of turn number 2... Yep, Kerry Cleaver gets loose. Collects Ron Quincell. Tough break for those guys. 69 car of Kerry Cleaver in trouble. Probably done for the night. There's our second caution of the race.
Yeah, it's going to take out 2 or 3 cars there, Scott. That's a little messy. The 56 car, was that involved in an earlier incident, or did you call that out? I can't remember. That was the original cause. Sorry about this, Scott.
Yeah, I think he had some damage earlier on too. But back up front here, Wesley Holland, Kyle Chadwick, all come down pit road. Justin Michael chooses to stay out. So maybe we're going to see a flip of the whole scoring board here.
Yeah, the guys that didn't come in last time are definitely headed to pit lane this time with 23 laps on the books. It's only going to leave, 15 laps of green flag running. So these guys need to come in and get some new tread and some fuel and get back out there.
You can see a good view of the cars that chose to come to pit lane. The ones that are staying out, Justin Michael, Rod Mitten there, Jeffrey Mark, Greg Mall picking up track position, Heath Smith, James Hearns, Joey Marks, who saw just got into Michael Milfeld there on the outside a little bit, but that pretty much ends the cars that have chosen to stay out.
Kyle Chadwick just missed his pit stop, so that's going to cost him a position or two as well there, Scott. Kind of overshot it. And it's very easy to do with these cars. It's very hard to hit your pit box the way the brakes are set up in these cars. So I think Kyle Chadwick, of those that pitted, lost 4 positions.
Yeah, look at him coming out 4th right now. I think he came in pit road in front of Wesley Holland. We saw that, and now he's coming out 4th off of pit road. Pretty costly mistake there by last week's winner, Kyle Chadwick.
Speaking of last week's winner, Justin Michael, he's holding on to a commanding points lead currently. He is the leader. He is the next closest competitor is Wesley Holland, who's 47 points behind. So got a nice 47-point lead. Justin Michael's got 5 wins on the season, so really been doing a great job winning some races this season and being really consistent.
Yeah, certainly. He's always one to be reckoned with every single week. Every time the green flag drops, no matter where it is, Justin Michael's always in the discussion.
So some guys here, as I'm looking at the points here, Christopher Davis, 2 Canadians are in 3rd and 4th, and both teammates, by the way, too. So we got Christopher Davis in 3rd and James Hearns in 4th. These guys are just a little over 100 points outside the lead, and then Rob Haynes wraps out your top 5 in points with 135 points behind the leader. So some names doing some good jobs in the point standing. Names that I'm not used to seeing.
All right, looks like 25 laps down. Justin Michael, top of the field. Probably get the 1 to go sign this time by. Let's talk about that restart zone here, if I can grab a good glimpse of it. Maybe probably this TV here. When we come around next time, these cars are required to go to the end of that 5-hour energy black banner on the inside wall. You see it right there, and Justin Michael is at the end right there. So that's where they can restart anywhere after that tonight. See what Ron Quincell can do on the outside on this restart, although it looks like Justin Michael is taking the outside lane, so Ron Quincell will start inside, front row, here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. "26 laps down." I don't know. I think we're time for a crank it up, Ken. What do you think?
Yeah, I think crank it up is appropriate. I think we're about to go green flag racing. It'll be interesting too, watching Wesley Holland. He's the leader of everybody that took tires. See if he can navigate his way back up front the same way Justin Michael did.
Wesley Holland, just to put in perspective, similar to Justin Michael, similar issue where it's about the same amount of laps too, but Justin Michael last time restarted, I believe it was 12th, I want to say, or 11th. Wesley Holland's going to restart this time in 8th with fresh sneakers. Kyle Chadwick right behind him, Ken Richardson, all those guys with fresh shoes. And Justin Michael up front with about 12 lap old tires, 13 lap on the tires. There we go, crank it up. Enjoy this one, folks. Thanks for watching on Multi-League Racing Network. Green flag about to fly, lap 27. Here we go. folks. Hope you enjoyed that. First crank it up in the night, lap 30 on the board, and we're back here in the 15th spot. Eric Talents battling for top 15 here. Side by side there with Joe March for a little bit. That Marine Corps car trying to move his way forward. Jeffrey Gilmore looks like is in front of him here.
Yeah, Scott, if you want to move back up front, I'm looking at Kyle Chadwick. He's putting all kinds of pressure on the 92 of Rob Minton in that yellow and blue machine. Looking on the inside there. Going to have a preferred line going into 3 and 4 here, and also Kyle Chadwick is on fresher tires. Trying to follow Wesley Holland. If you remember, these two guys are on brand new tires compared to everyone else. So they're working their way back up front as we speak. Another notable mention is Jeffrey Burke up here in second place. Kind of had some struggles, him and another guy, I think it was Vernon Margheim, got into each other early in the race. Jeffrey Burke had to drop outside of the top 10 pretty much, and now he's up in second place. A little bit older tire strategy at the moment and is being hunted down by Wes Holland at the moment, but has kind of made some track position back.
Yeah, just a slight crinkle on that right in front. You can see where the hood meets the right front fender there as it gets a little loose off of turn 4. Just a slight space there, a slight crinkle from that Micah Milfelt incident as Wesley Holland looks to the inside. Jeffrey gives him plenty of room as Wes Holland washes up just a bit, and will clear him off of turn 2 with those fresh tires.
Yeah, and I'm sensing that Justin Michael up there, our leader in that 87 car, is, I think if I had to guess, he's been saving tires knowing that these guys are going to be coming for him, and I don't think he's going to have as easy a time holding off, or I don't think Wesley Holland is going to have as easy a time trying to make that pass on that 87 car.
Should be interesting. Last time by, Wesley Holland with a 35 flat, Justin Michael with a 35.3, so 3/10 faster. You can see him close in the middle of the corner there. In turn number 1 and 2. I think it's, Wesley gets loose.
Oh, he loses it.
Locks it up.
Oh, we're under caution. Can everybody avoid him there?
Oh, Jason Hughes gets into him on the outside of turn number 2. Tough break for Wesley Holland. We'll back that up for you here in a second.
Yeah, I thought Wesley Holland was going to be able to avoid anybody hitting him, but unfortunately, it's kind of tough getting these cars woed up. Well, Scott, did I jinx us tonight, or
with the green flag? Yeah.
Yeah, we're only getting about 10, 15 laps per caution at the moment.
Here it is in the middle of turn 1 and 2. Go on board as we watch Wesley work that wheel. Gets loose, just trying to maybe peek to the inside. Justin Michael corrects to the outside, locks the brakes down. Unfortunately, he's broadside, which is kind of a sit and duck for the rest of the field here. You can see the view there. Chris Davis does a great job avoiding, and Wesley Holland, Jason Hughes just tries to squeak by. Probably need about another 3 inches on the outside wall to get by there, but everybody else unscathed on the inside as they collect Wesley Holland tough break off turn number 2.
Well, guess who's going to pit lane? Pretty much all of those guys that didn't pit last time. We got basically 2 groups of drivers on 2 separate pit strategies at the moment, Scott. So if one group pits, the other one stays out, and vice versa. So our Justin Michael in the 87 car is back on pit lane, getting 4 fresh Goodyear, full tank of fuel. He's got there in 33 car, only took 2 tires actually. And it's going to be the first one off pit lane, and that's Vernon Margheim.
Wow, great strategy here unfolding. Seems ironic that it's literally every 12 laps, almost to the dot, right? It's lap 12, lap 24, now lap 36. So like I said, it feels pretty much split in half here on tire strategy. Vernon Margheim with 2. Maybe Brian Bizzell, our Daytona 500 Bizzle. Oh man, I gotta put $1 in the jar. Brian Bizzle, our Daytona 500 winner. Maybe he took 2 tires as well. I'm thinking he probably came in after Justin Michael.
Yeah, that'd be my guess there too, Scott. Although he's back on pit lane entrance here, so I'm not sure what's going on with Bizzle here. So that's going to be costly. Maybe he had his tires unchecked or something like that and wanted tires. I'm not sure, Scott, what happened back there. Anyway, so our first car off pit lane will be Vernon Margheim. And he's going to start, it looks like 12th if my timing and scoring is right. Vernon Margheim is also going to be on a different tire schedule than everybody, basically, because he only took 2, and I believe everybody behind him took 4. So, yeah, so Vernon Margheim will start in 14th now that we got the timing and scoring updated.
Yeah, so 14 top 13 cars or so stay out. Rod Mitten looks like he's got another front row restart here with Kyle Chadwick up for grabs on the front row.
So we got a few guys up here, Scott, with all the pit strategy that's been going on. Looking back here in 8th and 9th, got Josh R. Scott in that green 32 car, and just behind him, David Schreck in that 9 Attell car. Both these guys, they started in 29th and 28th, respectively. Now they're in the top 10, basically. So there's a lot of damage on that 9 car, I'm noticing, a lot of front end damage of David Schreck's car. So I don't know if he has any speed left in that car, but I guess when the green flag drops, we'll find out. And this kind of gets hairy, Scott, as you know. You get different drivers up front. You got some fast drivers running behind, and the pit strategy is all different. Guys are going to be going different speeds on a tricky track that's hard to brake, to hit your braking zones right. This could be really interesting here on this next restart.
Exactly. I think you've seen enough races like this, like I have, where you get in this pit cycle and it's almost a never-ending problem, right? Where, 10 laps down the road, again, you get guys trying to make up 10 or 15 spots from pit road on fresh tires, plowing through the field. You get guys on older tires in the front, not knowing how fast they're coming and expecting them to move out of the way. And this is where tensions run a little bit higher, as well as people have different expectations as to what should happen when these guys come through the field. And should be really interesting here.
Well, the lights are out in the pace car. Kyle Chadwick has chosen the outside lane to restart this race. This time on his inside will be the 92 car of Rod Mitten. On the inside, the 16 car of Ken Richardson. On his outside is that Wendy's 38 car out of Canada, Christopher Davis. Mike Erder in the K&N 117 car will start on the inside in 5th, and Eric Talent rounds out your top 6.
Let's watch this restart from, Christopher Davis. Roof cam, here we go. Here's the restart zone. It's free game now. Chadwick on the gas pedal. Up 39 going on the board, about a third of the way through this thing.
Yeah, Kyle Chadwick's not spinning the tires anymore right now. Christopher Davis on the outside there. Oh, almost get together. Looks like they kind of touched me of Rod Mitten there. Christopher Davis is going to lose that position to Rod Mitten. Ken Richardson now is on the inside of Christopher Davis, trying to get that 3rd spot away from him, and should have the advantage going here in 1 and 2. And it looks like Ken Richardson pulls off that pass, able to get in front of him and give Ken Richardson the spot. Everybody gets single file. The 30 car making looks on the inside of the 5 car, but doesn't have the preferred line in 1 and 2. So I think he'll end up falling back in behind that 5 car. Just behind them, Joe Marks in 9th. There was a battle. It looks like it just about ended with the 61 car there, Brad Ream. Joe Marks is now under pressure with the 60 car of Jeffrey Merck looking to his outside there in 3 and 4. But Jeffrey Merck's going to get held up by that 61 car. Can't quite get it done. Oh, 3
Split him
wide.
down the middle. Here we go.
Yes. He's taking Justin Michael with him. Well, I'm glad we were watching Jeffrey Merck there, Scott.
That was exciting. That's where things can get really hairy with these guys on new tires. Jeffrey Merck, Justin Michael, Jason Hughes, these guys, they almost tend to make the lap times are so different. I was watching in practice, and these guys are falling off about 2.5 seconds a lap from the fresh tires all the way down to used tires. So big delta on the time lapse. And what you end up happening is guys roll into the corner and they end up floating on the outside on your quarter panel when you don't normally expect them to be there. Oh, looks like somebody sliding through turn 1. Some smoke.
Yeah,
everybody stays green here.
Too. Not sure if that was the 77 car of Jack Watts. It might have been there, Scott. And what I was noticing, I was getting ready to say, just behind them in the 33 car, Vernon Margheim, really, he lost the 2 positions to Jeffrey Merck and Justin Michael that took 4 tires and really hasn't been able to do anything with those 2 tires yet.
Sounds like on the race chat that Jeffrey Merck's not happy with somebody here.
Yeah, I'm going to guess it was a 77 car there. Sorry, 77, if it wasn't you. So 77 is continuing to lose positions here. Got the 02 car of Heath Smith going by on his outside. 77 car is really slow there, Scott, and it might have been what kind of
Yeah, I think we're
caused
actually
the
going to
problem.
look at a replay right here. There's a live replay of Jack Watts off of turn 4. Jeffrey Merck just behind him here. And we'll see what happens in turn number 1. And there it is. I think Jeffrey Merck expecting him to brake later. Jack Watts lets off the gas early, and Jeffrey Merck looks like he gets in his left rear, and Jack Watts gives him a, hey, I didn't appreciate that bump back in turn number 1 as they go 3 wide, and Jack gets the worst of that brunt there. Nice replay by a camera crew there.
Yeah, the camera crew is pretty awesome there, Scott. You should give him a raise.
Maybe 2 beers, huh?
Yeah, 2 beers. That's nice. That's what I needed tonight. I'm not drinking tonight. I decided to go, what do you call it? Perrier water or something like that?
City water. City gin?
I'm doing Talladega Nights tonight. So I'm watching the 02 car of Heath Smith putting all kinds of pressure on the 33 car of Werner Margheim. I only took the 2 tires, but I don't know if that was the race-winning move. He's only gained a couple positions so far, and there's a lot of cars ahead of Werner Margheim that are on old tires that just not catching them as fast as you think he should.
Do you happen to have a copy on who is leading the new tire pack? Is it Justin Michael in 5th?
It's Justin Michael for sure. And then Justin Michael and, geez, I forgot. I wanted to say the 60 car of Jeffrey Merckx on new tires.
Yeah. It's like Joe Marks is coming to pit road.
It's an interesting time to come to pits. I don't think we're anywhere near a pit window here.
Yeah, if I had a feeling, I would say Joe Marks is probably frustrated with how things were going out there. Looks like he was a pinball for some of the night, so I think he might be calling it quits for the night. Although right side tire is going up. I don't know. Maybe he's coming back out.
Maybe we missed something. He didn't pit that
Maybe.
last cycle, and it's kind of time for him to come in. Looking back up front, Kyle Chadwick making it look easy at the moment. Got 2-second lead on Rod Minton. Making those old tires work for him right now at the moment. And he was our pole sitter, running back up front right now. Looking very strong there.
Great battle
Also
back here. Justin Michael and Ken Richardson looks like side by side. Justin just clears them, gets to the bumper. Rod Minton looking to the inside turn 1.
Yeah, on the inside, on the hard way to go around in 1 and 2, but gets it done on those new tires. That allows Ken Richardson to get up on the back of that 92 car, Rod Minton. See if he can make the dive in on turn 3 here. Gets the nose under that 92 car. Get the car down on the white line. Try to power it off. This is a tricky part here. Can he get the momentum to beat him into 1? Because if you can't, this is where that 1 and 2, you kind of have the advantage on the outside. But it looks like Rod Minton's going to let him go.
Oh, they almost collect the lap car, 56 car. Several laps down. Rod Quincell off the pace there.
Yeah, and now you got Jeffrey Merck just ahead of that lap car, making a move on the 38 car, Christopher Davis, trying to, but he got blocked by the 92. There was nowhere for him to go. Jeffrey Merck on fresher tires than those 2 cars ahead of him. All 3 of those. Christopher Davis wisely lets him go. Merck looks to the inside now of the 92, trying to pass him the hard way around in 2. Can't quite get the momentum. Rod Minton is racing him down the straightaway, but Jeffrey Merck should have him in 3 here. This is the advantage corner. As
Jeffrey's on a mission right now after that incident with Jack Watts. Looks like the rear end spoilers bent up a little bit, but on a mission moving forward here, cracking the top 5.
So I'd mentioned that Kyle Chadwick had a 2-second lead on, at the time, was the 92 car of Rod Minton. And then Justin Michael was able to get around Rod Minton. Now, Justin Michael is only about a second and a tenth behind our leader, Kyle Chadwick. So Justin Michael is running the leader down. And of course, he's got about 10 laps fresher tires on that 87 car as well.
Heard on the radio, Jeffrey Mark thinking Ken Richardson. Looks like he passed him for third spot now.
Well, Scott, the new tire guys are almost back up to the front here again. Hopefully we're not due for a caution, but I imagine the guys on old tires are probably thinking, I'd sure like a caution about now.
Oh, there you go. Christopher Davis off of turn 2, jumping and mowing the grass here on the backstretch. Still staying green. Awesome job by Christopher Davis here to keep it under control. 3 wide here in turn 3. Greg Mall up the middle. Whew, there's some close racing.
Close call. Good. That was a good heads-up driving there by that 7 car. He got it back down. That could have been really ugly there. Greg Mall's kind of had an up and down night as well. I've seen him up front and then back towards the back and then back up front. So he's on that opposite. Oh, there goes. Oh, I spoke too soon there, Scott. Greg Mall and the 58 car get together. We're still green right now at the moment.
Wow. I don't know how we're still green, but we are. Cautions are definitely on. We're going to go back and see if I can catch a quick replay of where this is Greg Mall. This is a replay. Greg Mall off of turn number 2. Jason Hughes gets loose, tags him. They both go sliding to the inside wall. Jason Hughes with a big impact. Greg Mall just mows the grass and back on course. Tough break for both of those cars.
Back up front, battle for the lead right now. Justin Michael all over the back of that 88 car, Kyle Chadwick. Kyle Chadwick opens up the bottom there. Kyle Chadwick had some momentum off that corner there, Scott. It was pretty impressive there. So that car is running really well. If Justin Michael wants this, he's going to have to work for it. Maybe not as hard as I thought. Kyle Chadwick gets the run on the outside. Let's stay side by side. I don't know if Kyle's going to be able to hold him off here in 3 and 4, though.
Still doing a great job on that outside line there. And it gives it to him there off of turn 4. Looks like Justin will clear him for the lead. New leader, Justin Michael. Started second tonight. Back to the front, lap 56.
So when our last caution was at 36, I believe, right, Scott?
Yes. Yep.
So we got 20 laps. So we're doing better than we have been. So hopefully I'm not jinxing it.
We tried our best to get a caution there.
Yeah, I'm seeing Jeffrey Merck creep back into the picture here. Of course, now that Justin Michael has gotten by the 88 car, I'm wondering if Justin Michael is about to set sail.
Yeah, looking at lap times that last time by, I think it was because of the pass for the lead, but Justin Michael with 35. Oh, there we go. 35.6 this time by with Justin Michael, and we'll see what Jeffrey Merck pulls. 35.9. So, yeah, about 3/10 off the pace of our leader here.
Well, the battle for 10th, Scott, is starting to heat up. Just behind them, we got Brian Bizzell under attack of the 92 car, Rod Minton, as he's going by now the 32. So Rod Minton passing 3 cars all at once. I think Rod must be on fresher tires right at the moment. And actually, being that he's not in my timing scoring, I'm going to say Rod Minton is a lap down, and we're under caution. So.
Oh, looks like Trent Drum maybe. Here's a... No, I take that back. Wesley Holland again with issues. Rewind this off of turn number 2. Looks like Wesley Holland gets with Brad Ream, just pinches him off of turn number 2. Wesley Holland gets the worst end of it as he comes to a screeching halt. Jack Watts does a good job avoiding there. And third caution of the night is out. Let's go back up front for the lead. Pit road.
Yes. I was dealing with some chat issues there, Scott, per normal.
I appreciate that. Here's a blimp view down pit road. Justin Michael, Kyle Chadwick, Jeff Merck, Ken Richardson, Vernon Margheim, Heath Smith. It's like Ron Quinsell and Well, Craig Mall staying out there. Jack Watts staying out there.
Well, if you notice, Scott, this is going to put everybody on the same pit strategy now, pretty much. And
Chadwick
Kyle
overruns
Chadwick,
again.
yeah, really struggling getting that car to pit lane. So he's giving up positions here. Let's see if he can still hold on to that second place here, leaving pit lane.
Justin Michael, the first one
no.
off pit road.
Yeah, he gave up 2 spots again. Yeah, quite a lot of cars coming off pit lane there. Checking our chat here, seeing if we got it. Okay, yeah, we're all looking good. Hey guys, if you're liking these broadcasts, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's how we get these broadcasts out into the ether on YouTube. So if you really like what you see, make sure you subscribe, like, hit that little bell. Make sure you get notified when these races go live. So Scott, while we got a break here, why don't we talk about some champions we had this week?
Champions or champion? I don't know if you can count them all on one finger, but you and I were talking before the broadcast started. Kim Quick did his fair share of collecting trophies this week in the, I believe, the Ken Conley Truck Series on Thursday night, as well as the Freedom Cup Jimmy Todd Series on Tuesday night. Collected 2 championships in 1 week. Kim Quick, congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, congrats, Kim. That was he snuck up on everybody, I think, is what he did. And for those that don't know it, Kim is our league administrator, and he's also up in the booth kind of monitoring. He's in our race control, making sure these drivers are staying and behaving. Staying in their lane and behaving. I've already heard him come down on a couple people tonight, so he isn't afraid to haul them to the hauler when they need to be hauled.
Yeah. That is for sure. Who do you want to talk with? Maybe talk with somebody here before we go green?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have Chadwick down there?
I don't see him, no.
I don't know. I think the lights are going to go on the pace car this lap, Scott.
Yeah,
So maybe we'll wait till next time.
Yeah. So we're going to have a couple waiver rounds right now. We're looking at our second place car, Jeffrey Mark there. Justin Michael looks like he's going to take the outside. And in front of him, it's Jack Watts getting a free run there. Free pass. Get back on lead lap.
So now we got this sorted out. Like you said, Justin Michael will start on the outside this time as the leader. Jeffrey Merck on his inside. Ken Richardson on the inside in that 16 car. Having a heck of a night tonight. Kyle Chadwick should be starting in second, but he missed his pit stall or slid through it there, and he's starting in fourth on the outside there in that black and white car. Vernon Margheim kind of up and down night in the 33 car. Starting on the inside in fifth, Heath Smith with that fairly new sponsorship that we were able to get for him here a few weeks ago. We'll round out your top 6 tonight. I'll let you take them to green.
All right. Ken Richardson, I haven't raced with him a ton in the past, but what I do remember is some awesome battles at New Hampshire with him. So I think this track falls right into his wheelhouse as we'll look this restart from the onboard of Ken Richardson starting the inside of road number 2. Taking with the green flag here, lap 62 going on the board.
There they go. 87 gets a nice start on the outside there. Jeffrey Merck falls in on the high side, the preferred line going into 1 and 2. Ken Richardson's not going to give it up, though, taking it on the inside there of Jeffrey Merck. Drives it in there hard, but that outside is going to have the advantage of the momentum off, and he's going to take that 88 car, Kyle Chadwick, with him.
Man, it's crazy how much momentum you lose on that flat part on the inside of turn number 1 and 2 there if you get stuck down there. But Jeffrey Merck and those guys doing a great job of doing what they had to do with pinning Ken Richardson on the inside, sending him straight to the back.
Yeah, everybody pretty much got it single file there. I'm looking back at the 0-2 of Heath Smith. Got Vernon Margheim. He's got 4 fresh Goodyear on that thing now. This time, I don't think Vernon Margheim is going to want to do the 2-tire strategy again. That didn't look like it was working for him that last cycle.
No.
Looking back here for some 2-wide action here. I'm looking at the 117 back here in 10th. on the inside of the 18 car of Brian Bizzle. And that's Mike Erder getting it done. He's missed a few races this season. Mike is a good, strong racer here. Don't get to talk about him much, but having a solid night as he's the last car, basically, but he's still in the top 10 here.
Yeah, great run by Mike from the Kriegenstein camp down there.
And it looks like pretty much the whole field's managed to get a single file here. Looking around here, seeing how things are shaking out. As I'm looking at the 7 car now of Greg Mall. He's on the inside of the 20 car of Calvin Miller. Coming out onto the front stretch here. Going to bring Rod Minton in that 92 car with him. Greg Mall certainly had an elevator or roller coaster night tonight. He locks up the brake getting into 1 there. So kind of struggling with that 7 Miller Fortune car. So I don't think that's his fortune tonight. I guess his fortune is to struggle.
Yeah, it's a tough break for him.
Got some damage on that car.
I know he really likes these tracks. He's Richmond, I know, is by far his favorite track, so I got to believe that he's more of a fan of the flat tracks, but not in the cards tonight for Greg Mall. Let's go up here in, I don't know, 9th spot. Looks like Christopher Davis right on the heels of Eric Talent. Also run by Eric Talent. Nice, solid top 10. I feel like he's been there most of the night tonight, to no surprise. Over half this race done, and showing that he is here to compete. Eric Talent with a nice run up here from Griffin, Georgia.
Going back to our Miller Fortune car back here in 15th and 16th. Just gets it on the inside of James 00 Brown. And Rod Minton behind them, hoping to make that similar pass, taking him with him, but Rod Minton couldn't quite get it done there. Rod Minton looks to the inside of 1 and 2 here. Can't get it done on that 00 car. They're going to fall back in line. Ran up here to Heath Smith in the 02 car, putting all kinds of pressure here for 5th on Ken Richardson. Actually, that's for the 4th spot there. Kind of had a run going into the corner on Ken Richardson. Couldn't quite get it done. Has backed it off a little bit there going into, now they're going into 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 there, he was all over the back door, Ken Richardson.
Yeah, last time by, Heath Smith was about a 10th and a half quicker than Ken Richardson up there in 4th spot. So closing in. But you know what they say, catching's one thing and passing's another.
Yeah, and it looks like he's fallen in line. I think the entry, you know, in 3 and 4, especially 3, I guess the entry into 3, if you take a little bit higher line and then bring it down to the white line is the best way to go. And I think what the 02 car is doing is he's entering really early. He's entering that apex early, kind of driving it like Milwaukee. And I think that's why he's not getting the momentum to get the run on the 16 car at the moment. See how he takes that low line there on the entry?
Yeah, and then just drifts up a little bit.
Yeah, that allows Ken Richardson to keep his momentum up. Just behind them, Vernon Margheim on 4 fresh Goodyear, back up to 6. Kind of just running outside of that top 5 tonight. Those 4 fresh tires seem to, at least he's able to hold on to what he's got at the moment. Jeff Gilmore in 7th, just behind him in that 57.
Yeah, great run by Jeff Gilmore tonight, top 10. We don't see him up there all that often. Used to run the Miller genuine draft car. Used to be able to identify him pretty easy, but changed that paint scheme. Still a sharp-looking car there by Jeff Gilmore.
Yeah, and these guys have settled down on changing their paints lately. So I know just about the time I get them all memorized again, we're gonna do some kind of throwback race and screw me all up again.
Yeah, we're back here in 9th, watching Mike Erder, the Dart from Frankenstein. Look on the inside of Christopher Davis. Once again, same story, different chapter. Can't quite complete it off turn number 2 on the inside.
Oh, he's going to do it this time, though. Christopher Davis opened up the inside going into 3 there. Allowed Mike Erder just to float on by. Got the 18th. Now Christopher Davis has the 18 car. Brian Bizzle looking on the inside there, but I don't think that's going to work in 1 and 2 at the moment.
Yes. Taking a look there around the inside, but again, car wants to drift straight to the wall. Again, no choice but to let off the gas and let that guy go on the outside.
Oh, just behind them, Scott, back there in 15th. Greg Mall got sideways. 92 ended up getting by him. Close call for the 7 car as he heads to pit lane here, Scott. And this is such a tricky pit entrance for that 7 car. I thought he was going to get off into the grass. And if you get off into the grass entering pit lane in green flag conditions, you could slide right up into the racing group. So we've got 43 laps to go, Scott. I don't know if this is a planned stop. If I remember right, Greg Mall did not pit that last pit cycle. If you could tell me whether that's true or not.
I could have if we caught it a little bit earlier, but right now he says he's got 1 lap on his tires. So if we'd caught him right before he came to pit road, I could have told you how many laps he had. But nonetheless, fresh tires come back out for Greg Mall here, trying to avoid going a lap down.
Well, there's a guy that's not going to want to see a caution. Back
There's
up front here.
Teammate, yep, just Michael flying off of turn number 2. Looks like he was probably going to get to him, but yeah, he's going to pass him on the outside here on the backstretch.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of damage on that 7 car, that Miller Fortune car, and that had to do with an incident earlier in the race. Greg Mall found himself going through the grass sideways, if I remember right. Car has seen better days. So I was getting ready to say Justin Michael has opened up a 2.2 second lead on his teammate Jeffrey Merck, and who's under pressure of that 88 car just behind him, trying to get that second place away from Jeffrey Merck. Oh, and just as I said that, the 88 car slams the wall hard there coming off of 2.
That's going to be costly.
Yeah, that's going to leave a mark. Yeah, quite a bit of damage on the right side of that car. Kind of this battle back here just behind them for 5th and 4th. Ken Richardson still holding off Heath Smith. These 2 guys have been going at it probably for the last 10, 15 laps. And as you notice, after that wall slap that the 88 car had, starting to fall back into the clutches of that 16 car, Ken Richardson now at the moment. It's interesting watching the 2 lines. The 2 and the 16 are running there, Scott.
Yeah, we're
16
on the
takes
2 car of Heath Smith, and we'll see if you got a good comparison with we'll go cockpit view of Heath Smith, so we can compare it to Ken Richardson up front.
Yeah, it's interesting. Ken Richardson will take a lower entry into 1 and then move it up to the center, and then Heath Smith runs a normal line. But then going here to 3 and 4, Ken Richardson enters the corner really high. The 0-2 goes down low. But they both come out about the same spot. So 2 different lines kind of ended up with the same results lap after lap.
Almost looks like Heath might have a slight advantage with that line on the inside floating through the middle of turn 3 and 4. But down here, like you said, we'll see the difference. Ken Richardson kind of down low, and Heath Smith also down low that time. But I think Ken might have a slight advantage with turn 1 and 2, and then Heath in 3 and 4. So.
Well, if these guys don't figure out the line, they're going to have a mirror full of the 33 car of Werner Margheim. So he's closing up, it looks like, pretty fast while these 2 guys are duking it out. So I think there's about to be a 3-car battle up here for 4th here in a minute. But just as I say that, looks like Vernon almost got into the wall. I had to check up a little bit. No, he's still coming.
Yeah, looks like he's still clean right side of that GTR simulator car. CTC Waterworks on the side. Sharp looking car there. Last time by, Werner Margheim about 3 tenths fast, 3 to 4 tenths faster than these guys battling in front of him here.
Yeah, and it's about the only race I'm seeing right now on the track too, Scott. So looks like Vernon's kind of struggling now that he's caught him. I don't know if it's the arrow, but can't seem to get any closer at the moment.
About halfway through the pit stop run here, lap 21 on these set of tires for the majority of the field. So another 15 to maybe 20 laps at the most left to run on the set of tires before fuel runs out.
It sounds like you got company there, Scott.
And that was the dog. Yeah, that's Maverick. And
Got Maverick up here in the booth.
yeah.
Speaking of Maverick, the new Top Gun movie is out.
Yeah. So
Were you able to check
ironically, we've had Maverick now he's a Cocker Spaniel. We've had him for 3 years, and we got him in May, and we were debating one night what to name him, and we found out later in that afternoon when we were jotting down a bunch of different names, and we found out through Facebook that it was National Top Gun Day. Go figure. I didn't know there was even such a thing, but nonetheless it was, and so we went with Maverick.
Oh, that's awesome.
I haven't seen the new movie yet, though.
Well, Justin Michael's still our leader. He got about a 3-second lead over Jeffrey Merck, running in second. That battle with Kyle Chadwick is not there anymore after Kyle Chadwick slapped the wall, although Jeffrey Merck's got quite a bit of damage on his machine too. So looks like Justin Michael out front with a clean car. Ken Richardson still trying to hold on to that 4th spot. Got Heath Smith all over the back door. Vernon Margheim just behind them, looking into this battle. Neither one of these 3 cars have been able to make anything happen, and we got to be getting close to that pit window there, Scott. And they got to be thinking about that too. They might be just settling in, trying to think about what they're going to do after this next pit stop and how clean they're going to get in.
Looking for a battle back here. Maybe Wesley Holland back in 14th. Just taking a peek on the inside of Rod Mitten. Can't quite get to his bumper there, but rough night for Wesley Holland, who started 3rd, I think, on the field. He was real strong in practice. He put up his own practice, which we all appreciate. He does that quite a few weeks here in the multi-league. He'll put up his own practice on his own dime to help out folks if they want to come out and turn some laps before the actual race room opens up. So appreciate that, Wes. But looks like he's having a rough night back in 14th right now. Christopher Davis on pit road. Not sure if this is probably a scheduled stop for him. He's got
I'm hearing maybe
24
Vernon Margheim
laps
coming in too.
Yeah, 24 laps on his tires.
Oh no, it's Vernon Margheim got by the 2 car of Heath Smith.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
So we got 30 to go, Scott. I guess pit window is open. Might actually see some green flag stops. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, getting out of pit lane is very tricky. So watching these green flag stops could be really entertaining, Scott.
That's true. I'm only showing 26 laps right now on this set of tires, though. So I'm thinking another 10 laps, right around lap 95 or so, they might come in.
But maybe what they're doing is maybe short pitting a little bit, getting 30 laps each on a fresh set of tires rather than running a long run on a set, maybe is what they're doing.
That's true, yeah. Looking at David Trek right now, just about to go a lap down here with our leader, Justin Michael. We're just behind him.
Yeah, and since I last mentioned Justin Michael, he's now 4-second lead on Jeffrey Merck. So continues to stretch those legs in that 87 car, that 87 Beretta car.
That he does.
Our pole sitter, Kyle Chadwick, and last week's race winner, back there in 3rd. At least he's getting some TV time tonight, Scott. So because it's on TV, that might be why he's struggling and not winning this thing tonight
Right.
so far.
The only one disappointed that MLRN is back in town. Nonetheless, the new stickers do look good there on the A post of that Columbia Toyota Camry.
So I seen James Hearns on pit lane. So it's another car getting service, getting ready to finish out this race. As long as we stay green, probably be the last pit stop of the night.
Lap number
Just
88
watch.
on the board. There's our Ken Conley tribute lap. Justin Michael out front, leading probably, I got to imagine he's wrapped up the most laps led by this point.
Yeah, this battle for 4th is still ongoing, even though it's changed a little bit with Vernon Margheim in the middle of it. But these 3 cars have just been nose to tail for the last 30 laps now. So as we get ready to make this pit stop, I've been waiting for somebody to make a move up here, but just ain't happening.
Justin Michael, speaking of, he was another one that on my way down to the Coke 600, I'm up in New Hampshire, and we chose to drive, we took the drive down to Charlotte, and ironically, the drive takes us right down Interstate 81, which goes through West Virginia, which is 3 minutes from Justin's house. So I gave him a call and said, hey, I need to get some gas, and that way we made our gas stop in Martinsburg, West Virginia, where Justin's from, and got to meet up with him at least for 5 or 10 minutes there. We kind of caught up and chat a bit while we fill up the truck with gas, and we're on our way. So that was kind of cool too.
You know, there's a good pho restaurant in Martinsburg, West Virginia. I actually had sushi there too. I don't know if that was a wise move, but I did it. I survived. I'm still here. So, hey, hats off to Martinsburg, West Virginia.
They say the best, so being in Massachusetts, well, New Hampshire, right? We do a lot of fishing on the coast here. It's pretty close by. Massachusetts is very well known for like tuna fishing. And they collect them on the shore and then they send them all over the world. And they take the absolute best sushi and they send it to Japan. They take the second grade sushi and it pretty much goes to Las Vegas. And I'm having a hard time thinking that the third best would necessarily go to Martinsburg, Virginia, West Virginia.
Yeah, you might be right there, Scott. Yeah, looking for some battles on the track. Vernon Margheim almost gets into the back of the 16 car just now. We got some cars exiting pit lane now, so I guess pit stops are starting to come in. We got the 77 car, Jack Watts, on pit lane right at the moment. Kind of watching where our leaders are going to come in because I think that might be the most entertaining here. As everybody goes by pit lane at the moment. Justin Michael's still out there with a commanding lead now at 5.5 seconds over Jeffrey Merck.
Still nothing on the radio just yet. Let's go ahead and put the radio live so the viewers can hear it. They do have a strong suggestion here in multi-league that the drivers call it when they are coming to pit road, so you'll hear it live just like we hear it. Justin Michael, as we say that, is on pit road now.
Sorry, Two-Pen.
And the 00 Brown, I can't even talk tonight. The 00 car of James Brown ended up on pit lane as well. Now we got a whole bunch of cars headed to pit lane. 117, the 5, and the 16 and Ken Richardson are all on pit lane. Watch the 60 car now, who's our current leader.
Low one, Billy.
And he's taking another lap around, has decided not to enter pit lane. Meanwhile, the 32 and the 54 are headed to pit lane. Get their final stop of the night in, they hope. Jeffrey Merck currently leading this thing. Got the 00 car. James Brown now exiting pit lane.
Vernon Margheim coming down pit road. Josh R. Scott, Rod Mitten.
And Jeffrey Merck is staying out for another lap, along with Kyle Chadwick. Although Kyle Chadwick way up high, almost gets into the wall again. I think he was trying to let the lap car, the 02 car of Heath Smith by. Ended up almost putting that thing in the wall again.
Vernon Margheim comes off of pit road there. Should be really interesting to see. I want to see when the pit stops are done, where Vernon and Heath Smith and Ken Richardson end up. See if we can get a good battle there once they come off pit road with fresh tires.
Jeffrey Merck, our leader, headed to pit lane. Gets on the access road nice and clean. Kyle Chadwick is staying out. He's going to be our leader after Jeff hits the pits here. So Kyle Chadwick, one of the last cars to pit, currently leading this race. Started on the pole, last week's winner. Got some damage from giving himself a Darlington stripe at Gateway, no less. And it looks like he's headed to pit lane right now, that 88 car. See if he can get woed up here. Everybody doing a nice job on that entrance to pit lane. They're doing better than I did when I was practicing with the multi-league car. I struggled with the entrance to pit lane. I got to be honest, Scott.
Yeah. Oh, almost clips the cone there. Almost gets the outside wall
There's also a ladder there on pit lane that you got to be careful of. It kind of sticks off on the right side there. I mean, if you're following that wall too close, oh, and he does, but doesn't do any damage. I guess it's an invisible ladder.
Yeah, we're back up front. Brian Bizzle cycled the lead back to him. He's got 38 laps on this fuel tank, so he should be hitting pit road pretty soon, I would think. Jeff Gilmore still staying out there. And then in third, Jeff Gilmore coming to pit road right now.
18 car gets into the wall just as you were talking about him there, Scott. I don't know if he was listening, but gets hot into 3 and puts it in the wall there. We're still live. He's still going, but
second spot right now, Mr. Wesley Holland, 36 laps on this tank of fuel. I think it's going to be too far to stretch, certainly to the end of this race, but he's climbed his way back to second through this pit cycle. Only 13, maybe 14 cars right now in the lead lap, so should we have a caution anytime soon here, this could really flip this race around.
Yeah, Wesley Holland's got a lot of damage on that car, though, so you know his fuel mileage probably isn't that good unless he's just babying that thing around. Brian Bizzle on pit lane. So that chrome and black 18 car getting his pit stop. He's going to give up the lead to Wesley Holland at the moment. Give the lead to Wesley Holland. Oh, almost as Rod Minton on fresh tires goes around him, getting his lap back there.
So I think if we cycle through, that puts Justin Michael currently running second right now, just behind Wesley Holland, who has not pitted yet. Justin 7 seconds behind him. And then it looks like the next spot is going to be Heath Smith, 6 seconds, more seconds behind Justin Michael for second.
Well, you can scratch that because Wesley Holland is on pit lane.
There he comes.
Give the lead back to Justin Michael here as he crosses the stripe. And we'll have to see the timing and scoring when this all shakes out. Jeffrey Merck was in second, about 6 seconds behind Justin Michael when these pit stops started.
I think Jeffrey Merck's going to find himself behind Heath Smith. So, yeah, there's Heath Smith off of turn number 2, and there is just Jeffrey Merck just clearing off of turn number 2. So, should be interesting who has the faster lap times. Maybe Heath came in a few laps earlier than Jeffrey Merck did, but
yeah, and maybe Heath Smith took 2 tires too. That's interesting. That's quite a difference there that Heath Smith made up on those guys. Heath Smith now, is up in second there.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
Showing Heath 6.9 seconds, so basically 7 seconds behind our race leader, Justin Michael.
Got Vernon Margheim in the 33 car back there in 5th, looking to take a position away from our pole sitter of the 88 car, Kyle Chadwick, here at the moment. That 33 car looks nice and clean, while the 88 car, not so much there, Scott.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of a battle of attrition tonight, and I say that with...
that caution's out.
We got a wreck coming out of... I don't know, we're in the backstretch, guys. I think it was coming out of 2.
I'll have to check where that came out, but yellow flag is out. Pretty sure everybody's completed their pit stop at least, but we're going to have a little 10-lap shootout here. It's Worldwide Technology Raceway. We'll take a look at what happened here in a second.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace. Let's go. Pace car on the backstretch. Let's go, guys. We're in 3 and 4. Let's go. You should be hammered down.
Yeah, looks like Brad Ream up here. This happened just in front of our leaders, I believe. Brad Ream and Josh R. Scott just get together off of turn number 2. Wow, tough break for those guys.
Yeah.
Let's look at that. I want to look at that one more time from the cockpit of Justin Michael, because I think he just barely skated through there. Let's go full speed. This full speed replay. Look, Jeff Gilmore dive to the inside. Josh R. Scott comes off the wall. The road is blocked up, and Justin Michael wisely takes the inside.
I saw him.
That could have been bad for our race leader.
Yeah, seeing all that smoke in front of him, I just catching that replay now, Scott. Just to Michael, I'd been crapping my pants right about then. Well, back on there, it looks like we had no takers really for pit lane there, Scott. Maybe a couple to knock out some damage on their cars. But, we tried to bring a driver up earlier. Why don't we talk to a driver now? I'm thinking the 02 of Heath Smith.
Is he down there? Oh, there he is.
He is in Covington Motorsports.
He is down there. Heath Smith, Scott Patton, and Ken Huber up here in the booth. How's your race going tonight?
Oh, it's going pretty good. We'll stay here with 10 to go. I just burnt my tires up, so we'll see what we got here. Awesome
run for you. It's pretty solid top 5. How was it scary at all? Like watching through the pit cycles, as it seemed like the field was pretty much split early on in the race when they would pit. A caution would come out every 15 laps, then you'd be back 15 to 20th, and they would cycle back the next caution. Were you worried at all, or having any close calls coming through traffic?
Not really, no close calls. I was definitely trying to get off cycle with Justin, Kyle, Wesley. Those guys are so fast. So I was just trying to get off cycle with them, but I ended up on the same cycle. So I short pitted right there, hoping to make up some time, which it was going to look good. And here we are. So we'll see what we got.
All right, go get him. You got anything for him, Ken?
No, hey, on that last pit stop, how many tires did you take?
I took 4.
Okay. So you were having a kind of an awesome battle there. We were watching you with Ken Richardson and Vernon Margheim. I imagine that had to have been a lot of fun, at least.
Oh, absolutely. This has been a blast so far. This track is absolutely fun to run on.
Yeah, well, good luck to you tonight. You got your, looks like you're in the Jeffrey Merck,
All right,
Justin
guys,
Michael sandwich at the
10
moment.
laps of the finish, so
give him hell, buddy, and
You're racing for
look forward
position,
to
that's fine.
hopefully seeing you at the end of this thing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Good luck out there, Heath.
There you go. Heath Smith in that 02 brand new sponsored car there, Scott.
Yeah, and I would say that his new sponsors got him a new pit crew too. 4 tires and beat all those guys out of pit road. Awesome job with those guys.
Yeah, now what confused me a little bit is he said he burnt the tires off already, or was he talking about earlier?
I think he was talking about now. It should be interesting if he has anything for Justin Michael and these guys. I think he's probably hurting now, trying to maybe burnt them. Well, I don't know, because he's only been out there for, well, I guess he's got 15 laps on these tires now. Yeah.
Well, we're going to restart this thing with 9 laps to go. Let's go over our top 10 on the inside. Justin Michael has chosen that inside lane. On his outside, Heath Smith, the driver we just spoke with. Jeffrey Merck on his inside there in 3rd. Kyle Chadwick on the outside in 4th. Vernon Margheim in that 33 blue and white car will start on the inside in 5th. Ken Richardson having a strong night tonight. Will start on the outside in 6th. Mike Erder, another solid performance here on that 117 car. Will start in 7th. Brian Bizzle will start in that Mack silver and black car in 8th. Rod Minton will start on the inside in 9th. And Eric Talent will wrap out your top 10.
There we have it. It should be exciting. 9 laps to go. It'll be 8 to go when we take the green flag. See if anybody has anything for our dominating car all night. Justin Michael up here in the Toyota Camry. Maybe Jeffrey Merck. I think Jeffrey is probably going with the attitude that he has nothing to lose. He's been bouncing around by pinball. I don't think he's been the happiest of campers with some other drivers early on the track. So maybe get some aggression to take out. And what better to take it out on a teammate up front? What do you think?
Yeah, why not take it out on a teammate? Sure. And there they go. Green flag drops, and Justin Michael got Jeffrey Merck followed right on his rear bumper, was able to get around that 02 car of Heath Smith. As they get a single file here, Kyle Chadwick looking to the outside there, has nothing for the 0 car at the moment. 33 car on the inside, just behind them, going for 5th on Ken Richardson. That battle sorts itself out with the 33 car falling back in line.
Back up front, Jeffrey Merck keeping pace with Justin Michael. Looking on the inside, try to cut the corner short, drifts to the outside, has to let off the throttle just a little bit. At least he's keeping pace with them here. Looks like it's the Justin and Jeff show up front. 7 laps to go. Great battle back here for maybe 5th spot. Looks like Heath Smith on the outside of Vernon Margheim. Once again, these guys are still locked together. Heath Smith, Vernon Margheim, and Ken Richardson. 1, 2, 3 there.
Yeah, and these guys are doing really good. This is a really intense battle. The 18 car gets
Oh.
slides. Yeah, locks up the brakes there, locks up that right front, and slides up in front of the 02 car, Heath Smith, who he's talked to. And I guess you're right, Scott. Now we're 4 wide back there just behind them. Mike Erder, they get that sorted out.
Rod Mitten through the middle there was a ping pong through turn 4. Does an awesome job in keeping everything going in the straight line and bouncing off and maintaining control. Great job there, Rod Mitten.
Back up front, we got 6 to go, 5 to go this time by. Jeffrey Merck tried to give it all he had there off 1 and 2. I seen that car get upset. He's really putting it in those corners, trying to get up to that 87 car. I don't know, the 87 car has been, Jeffrey Merck gets sideways in the inside wall. We're still green. Hopefully we can keep it green here. So again, Jeffrey Merck's troubles continue on the ovals.
I swear it's not just us giving him a hard time. He does it to himself, as you just saw it there. 5 laps to go. Second spot after a hard battle all race. Throws it away. Jeffrey Merck again.
Well, at least he's trying. He's out there giving it what he's got.
He is. Leaving nothing on the table. We appreciate his passion.
Back up for this third position right now. We got Vernon Margheim trying to pressure the 16 car of Ken Richardson out of that spot for third. Can't quite get to him. Looked like he was going to get to him a couple of times there. Eric Talent just behind them in that 05 car, in that green and black car. Having a solid run just outside of the top 5 here. Or actually, he is in the top 5 in the 5 car.
In the 5th, in the 5 car. Let's see where he started tonight. Where did he start? Started 16th up to 5th. Great run by Eric. He's been up there in at least the top 10 all night. So, and Gary Yamamoto, Ford Mustang.
Another good mover, Brian Bazil, in that 18 car, started in 15th and is up to 6th. So he's under pressure right now. That 92 car. Ken Richardson is out of shape. Vernon Margheim's on his outside there. Vernon Margheim's going to get the pass here, so that's going to move Vernon Margheim up to 4th. Going to set sights on that 88 car, Kyle Chadwick, for that one of those top 3 positions. Meanwhile, 2 to go there, Scott.
2 laps to go up front. We're not really looking at our leader because there's nobody around him, but Justin Michael with a clean card and awesome dominating performance all night. Kyle Chadwick in second with that Darlington stripe that he brought over to Gateway. And then that backs us up to this battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th with Vernon Margheim, Ken Richardson, and Eric Talent. Who's that back there? Rod Mitten on the inside in that 92 car, inside of Brian Bizzle. Gets a little loose again. Brian tries to cross him over, maybe.
One lap to go, Scott. As you're watching that battle back here, nothing really going on with our leader. You're entering the backstretch all by himself.
Side by side still back here for 5th. Eric Talent. Trying to get the better side of Ken Richardson, but he closes the door in turn 3. Let's go back up front and watch Justin Michael off turn number 4. I believe this is win number 6. Count them, 6 wins on the season. Congrats to Justin Michael.
Battle for 3rd. Kyle Chadwick crosses the line with Vernon Margheim right behind them for 2nd and 3rd. Ken Richardson finishes in 4th, and Eric Talent in that number 5 car finishes in 5th. So that's your unofficial top 5 on the night.
Great job by all these guys. A lot of great racing, clean racing all around tonight. Couple incidents, but a car that was tough to handle all night. I think these guys did a heck of a job. Saw some green flag racing, some green flag pit stops even. Heck, I sat 5.5 hours in the grandstand at the Coke 600 2 weeks ago and didn't see a single green flag pit stop. So,
yeah, what a disappointment that was. Yeah, green flag stops tonight, and this was quite a technical setup for this car and this track tonight. So these guys, my hat's off to them. Great job getting it done. That entrance to pit lane during green flag stops was impressive too. I didn't see anybody mess that one up either. As we watch the 87 car of Justin Michael on a 6 win burn it down.
there.
He's going to scratch that thing up. He already did. He pushed it up against the wall there, Scott, for the post-race pictures. Is going to be going to have that Toyota all scarred up.
That he will, but let's talk to him nonetheless. Our race winner, Justin Michael, I believe it's win number 6 on the season. Is that right, Justin?
I believe you are right, sir.
Yeah, and I'll be the first one to admit, I think I let you down. You told me we're changing your number to the 87, which I appreciate. Updated the paint, but we got to get an updated paint for you with the right amount of stickers. Awesome, dominating performance. How worried were you in the early on this race when the cautions were flying and it seemed like half the field was on another pit strategy, and you kept getting cycled back to 15th, having to work your way back to the front just to get cycled back again? Were you worried at all running through traffic in the first half of this race?
A little bit. I was more afraid of keeping it clean and just getting hit or hitting somebody there, because I think we got into 33 there going into turn 1. Just missed my braking point, but yeah, it was a little stressful there and getting off cycle with those guys. I think if it would have went green the entire way, we'd have been fine and probably would have won, but it would have been fun to see.
Yeah, certainly in dominating fashion. Looks like not a scratch on that car, maybe except for when you did the donuts there, but seemed like attrition took a lot of these cars out. Jeffrey Merck, a teammate, is one of them for sure. Kyle Chadwick, we saw run into some problems on the outside wall, but awesome job keeping that thing clean. Next week, I don't remember where we're going next week. Do you recall?
Sonoma
road race. And what do you got for us on the road course going left and right turns?
It's been a minute since I've raced there, but last time I did, we figured some stuff out on how to be fast there. So much see if can transition that to the new wheel, the new monitors and the pedals. So we'll do some practicing this week, and hopefully we can get a good finish out of that.
Sounds good. You got anything for him, Ken?
No, hey, congrats on that win. That's quite a dominating performance, and congratulations on win number 6 and holding on to that point lead.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I never thought I'd win this track. I can't stand this place. I would love to see some improvements that involve dynamite and a bulldozer, but we'll see. But hey, it's a win. We definitely will take it. Hopefully we can do it again next time.
You gotta leave this place in New Hampshire just the way it is.
New Hampshire can add a lot of banking too, just like this place.
Anybody to thank for the victory tonight, Justin?
Everybody out there watching, hopefully it was a good show. Chris and my friend Darren out there watching as always, and you guys always calling a good race, and Ken for putting on a great leg.
I'm good, Justin. We'll talk to you next week from the West Coast at Sonoma.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
I don't
All right,
see.
Scott.
You do have.
We got
You
Kyle
want to talk to
Chadwick
Kyle?
down here. Hey, Kyle. Ken Huber with Scott in the booth. Hey, great job on that second place finish tonight. You got me there, Kyle?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So yeah, no, I was saying great finish tonight in second. I know you wanted that first place. You were coming off a win last week at Charlotte, and we didn't get to televise it. Scott was mentioning early in the race, it seems like every time we don't have it televised, you win the race. So are you hoping that the rest of these races for the season will not be televised?
Yes, got it all down.
Well, we'll see what Scott and I can do for you for future races there. So getting back to the race there, you were having a really solid race, but then it looks like I told Scott you put the Darlington stripe here on it at Gateway, and that kind of really set you back for the rest of the race.
No, it did it for me. It's the start of the race, I spun the tires, lost twice on pit road. I slipped in my box, lost 5 spots each time. Too many mistakes.
Yeah, I think when you go back and watch tonight's race, you'll realize that Scott and I didn't miss any of those mistakes.
Yeah, driver sucked tonight.
Hey, so next week we're going to the road course at good old Sonoma, and it's going to be the old historic track. Do you have anything for these road courses?
I think I do with Sonoma. I finished second there last year. I burned my tires up too early and running down the S. It's just too slow. There's some more road course guys in this league now, so just gotta see what happens.
Well, hey, good run again tonight in that second place finish. You got anybody you want to thank tonight?
Just thanks to you guys for the broadcast. All we had to do was put the league on and got out on that race.
All right, thanks.
We're up here now with arguably one of the fan favorites, Vernon Margheim. Awesome run here. Seemed like you are battling most of the night in the top, I don't know, seemed like 5th through 10th or so. Had some awesome battles with Heath Smith and Ken Richardson. Seemed like you couldn't get away from them for the majority of the race. But somehow ended up in 3rd place here at the end. Awesome job. And what was the race like from your standpoint?
I tell you, that was a fun race. You know, it was going to come down to fuel mileage. Then it was going to come down to tire strategy. And then at the end, it was just, you know, who can go faster on older tires. And I got to tell you, if it wasn't for my teammates, first and foremost, Can-Am, you know, those guys, they walked me through all these steps, you know, setting up the brakes and everything else at the beginning of the race. And they really helped me out. And also GTR Simulator. If it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't really be racing this equipment nowadays. And right now, guys, if you're needing a new sim rig, don't forget to check them out at gtrsimulator.com. And the RS30 Ultra wheel and pedal set, now available in stock and can ship out next day. Same with the sim rig. So go check them out at gtrsimulator.com, 888-9GTR-SIM. Haley Manufacturing and CTC Waterworks out of Washington State. Those guys have been fantastic. And we want to say a great big thanks to you guys, Scott, Ken, for being up in the booth. You guys are one of the fastest that's been in this league, and here you are up in the booth and allowing us to race and finish in the top 3.
Appreciate that, Vernon. Appreciate all that. And don't want to take anything away from you. I'm one to say that I love my sim rig, even though it's not functioning right now, but the tools make a lot of the difference. And as you know, it helps to kind of fine tune and get the consistency, but the driver is what really makes a big difference, especially at flat tracks like this. You and I both know we've had some great battles. From what I recall at New Hampshire specifically, I think you've beaten me a few times there actually. And so this being a sister track, no shock to see you up here. Proud to see you up here in the top 3, maybe breaking through for another win. You already got 1 win on the season. I don't remember what track that was offhand.
California Speedway, and it was on fuel mileage.
There you go. So
this, hey, take them out, you can get them.
Yeah, these guys are really tough in this league. One of the best leagues I've ever ran in for years. You know, you have consistently every week at least 10 to 15 guys that can win a race. Now, you might just see Justin up there, you know, winning a lot of races throughout the year, but you know, one little mistake he makes, we're pouncing on it. And same goes for Merck. He makes a mistake, as you can tell. We were right there to pounce on that mistake.
Let's not talk about Merck and mistakes.
See, there's living proof that me and Ken are not the only ones that give Merck a hard time around here. He does it to himself.
Well, he doesn't have enough strength in those chicken legs to hit the brake pedal.
Oh, gosh. Awesome job, Vernon. Nonetheless, top 3. What do you got next week? The left and right-hand turns are going out west to the west coast of Sonoma. What do you got out there?
I'm hoping to finish the race, to be honest with you. Sonoma's one of my worst tracks. I'm not bad at road courses, but for some odd reason, I just can't figure that track out. It's a lot of left-hand right, low speed. You got to be really easy on a throttle. A guy once told me, treat it like a dirt track. Feather that throttle in. I have to try it out. And hopefully with this whole new setup that I have from GTR Simulator, those RS30 Ultra wheel and pedal set, maybe I can go a little bit faster this time around.
Think so. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to what you can do out there. Appreciate the GTR Simulator sponsorship and their plug. It's always good to see people supporting our racers here at Multi-League Stone River Cup Series here. And I guess we will talk to you next week from the West Coast. Congrats, Vernon.
Thank you, guys, and thank you very much for announcing. I appreciate it. You guys do a fantastic job.
A great run tonight there, Vernon.
Thank you.
You bet. We're glad you and everybody enjoys it. Hopefully all the viewers enjoy it, and we'll talk to you next week, Vern.
10-4.
Well, there we have it, Scott. We talked to our third place finisher there at the inaugural event for these cars. This track, it actually was quite successful, I believe. These guys did a really good job manhandling a car that's difficult to drive here. Yeah, certainly. I think we definitely did. And it impressed me. We saw a lot of green flag racing. We saw a couple of wrecks. We saw some attrition, but we also saw guys battling back from attrition, having damage, and still finishing in the top 3, if not certainly the top 10. But guys like Wesley Holland, involved in big wrecks early on, but came back to finish in 8th spot, looks like. Yeah, well, these guys are going to have to buckle up next week and get some practice in for Sonoma and Wine Valley there, California. That's going to separate the men from the boys there. Vernon was talking about driving it like a dirt track. I like to think of driving that place like it's like having a dance partner. You really have to dance with that track.
Yeah, certainly, especially at a race. We know those road courses, you don't get any yellow flags. So you go off course or you have an issue, you're kind of on your own, as well as if somebody else has an issue, you really can't count on them to bring out a yellow flag to catch you up on pit strategy. So kind of all on your own as soon as the green flag drops. So that should be interesting. Should be a good, fun race to cover from a broadcasting standpoint, as we try to keep up with all the incidents and the races and the strategy and whatnot. But looking forward to it nonetheless. Appreciate all the viewers out that came out this week. Everybody making comments. Double D, sorry you couldn't join us this week, but appreciate the comments and awesome job tonight to myself and Ken. Looks like Smoke is out there in the chat, and let's see whoever else. But appreciate everybody watching. From myself, Scott Patton up in the booth, Ken Huber.
Ken Richardson. Where's he at? He's not up here with us.
Ken Huber out in Montana. Appreciate your help as always. Awesome job putting those segments together for us. I think you're gonna have your work cut out for you putting one together for Sonoma next week.
Yeah, that's gonna be quite entertaining.
Certainly is. So on behalf of myself, Ken Huber, and everybody, thanks for watching. Multi-League Racing Network will be the same time next week. We'll leave you this week with a couple of highlights from Worldwide Technology Raceway. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a safe week. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Watching the end there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's just because your computer's working so hard. My mic is still on.
Don't hold his hand. Teach a man to fish. Was it buy a man a fish he eats for a day? Teach a man to fish he fishes for a lot.